It's been just over 2 months since NASCAR lost two-time Cup Series champion Kyle Busch. And now, for the first time in a while, his wife Samantha is opening up about what these past 2 months have actually felt like for her. And separately, this weekend, one of the sport's biggest tracks is honoring him in a pretty emotional way. Let's get into both stories. And hey, real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation news is just getting started. We are pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every week. All right, let's get into it. So let's start with Samantha. In a recent Instagram post, she shared that there's a lot she's wanted to say about this whole experience, but that actually saying it has been harder than people might expect. She described dealing with physical pain, trauma, and just plain disbelief, and she said she's felt the weight of this loss every single day since it happened. Now, for people who followed Samantha for a while, this is a little different than what we're used to seeing from her. She's talked before about how she's always been an open book with her followers. She shared some really personal stuff over the years, her struggles with infertility, her experience with hair loss, and she's done that not just to process things for herself, but to let other people going through the same struggles know they're not alone. But this time, she says, it feels different. Samantha explained that every time she sits down to write something, she stalks herself. She's worried people will think it's too dark or too much. She's worried people will judge how she's grieving, whether she's doing it the right way or whether she should be further along by now than she is. And here's the part that really stands out. She said that staying quiet doesn't feel like her either. Only posting the more polished, healing-looking moments feels dishonest to her, because it doesn't show how brutal grief actually is. You know, that's a pretty raw thing to admit publicly. She's essentially saying that neither option feels right, that not oversharing and not staying silent. She went on to say she misses being able to show up as herself without filtering every thought through worry about how it'll be received, because right now, this is just her life. She described it as heartbreaking, messy, confusing, and lonely, and she was honest that she doesn't know exactly what sharing this next chapter is going to look like. But she does know one thing. Pretending she's okay isn't something she's willing to do. That's where things stand with Samantha right now. Still trying to figure out how to talk about all of this while making it clear she's not going to fake being fine just to make people comfortable. Now let's shift over to Indianapolis, because there's a tribute happening this weekend that ties right back into all of this. This Sunday, the NASCAR Cup Series rolls into Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 400. And ahead of the race, the track is paying its respects to Kyle Busch. NASCAR insider Steven Taranto shared on X that the track has put up a Kyle Busch number 8 banner in the grandstands right along the front straightaway. And this isn't a one-off thing either. It's just the latest in a string of tributes that tracks across NASCAR have put up in the week since Busch passed away. And Indianapolis specifically has a lot of history with Kyle. He was a 2-time Brickyard 400 winner, and he didn't just win it twice. He won it back-to-back in 2015 and 2016. That actually puts him in some pretty exclusive company. He's one of only 3 drivers to ever win that crown jewel race in back-to-back years, alongside Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick. So when you see that number 8 banner flying over the grandstands this weekend, that's not just a random tribute, that's a track honoring a guy who genuinely dominated there. Just to recap the full picture here, Kyle Busch passed away on May 21st after being hospitalized with a severe case of pneumonia that progressed into sepsis. He was 41 years old. He's survived by his wife Samantha and their 2 children, Brexton and Lennox. And 2 months later, Samantha is still very much in the middle of figuring out how to carry all of this. While the sport he raced in for so many years keeps finding ways to remember him, this weekend at Indianapolis included. So here's what I want to ask you guys. When you see that number 8 banner going up at Indianapolis this Sunday, what does that moment mean to you as a fan? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't already, make sure you like this video and subscribe to NASCAR Nation News, because we've got a lot more coming. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.